still fly, let's go. It could all be worse, I could be a hater like you. It could all be worse. Pills to make the man, but that poison's gonna kill you from the inside out. So right now, say it with your chest now, say it with your chest now. I'm young, I'm free, can't nobody take me here and now. It's my time to run it out. It's my time, it's my time to ride it. I'm young, I'm free, can't nobody take me here and now. It's my time to run it out. It's my time, it's my time to ride it out. It's your time, oh. Cheers to all the haters, cause you proved to me that rising to the top was my destiny. And you can see whatever from behind me, but I'm still fly, I know. I'm still fly, let's go. It could all be worse, I could be a hater like you. It could all be worse. Clothes to make the man, but that poison's gonna kill you from the inside out. It's time to say it with your chest now, say it with your chest now. I'm young, I'm free, can't nobody take me here and now. It's my time to run it out. It's my time, it's my time to ride it. I'm young, I'm free, can't nobody take me here and now. It's my time to run it out. It's my time, it's my time to ride it out. It's your time, oh. If you're on the bus, say yeah. If you're on a train, say yeah. If you gotta walk, say yeah. Everybody's going somewhere. Young or old, I really don't care. Life has never really been fair. So put your fist up in the air. Say yeah. I'm young, I'm free, can't nobody take me here and now. It's my time to run it out. It's my time, it's my time to ride it. I'm young, I'm free, can't nobody take me here and now. It's my time to run it out. It's my time, it's my time to ride it out. It's your time, oh.
What's up, guys? Welcome to today's class. Super excited to have all of you guys here with me. It feels like forever since I've been on here live with you guys, so excited to be back. Let me know in the chat if you're new to the classes, type new in the chat. If you're an OG, you've been watching these classes for a long time, type OG in the chat. And just let me know where you're watching from. I'd love to see that as well. And please share this with all of your friends on social media. All right, guys, so basically, the last couple weeks, some of you guys that are Patreon members that have been hitting me up, asking about the next class. I just want to say thank you for your patience. I had a lot of things going on over the last, let's say, 10, 11 days. So audio is super low. Thank you, Mark. Appreciate that. You guys let me know if that is better, if that sounds good. Adrian, what's up? Good to see you. Always appreciate you guys letting me know if something doesn't sound right or is not going right. Anyways, so I had a lot of things going on, but I'm back, feeling good. Yes, I can't hear you. The sound is very bad, okay? Can you hear me now? Let me know. Is it better? Rate the sound from 1 to 10. Let's say 1 is bad, 10 is good. And then we'll start. love your technique. Thank you, Debbie. Appreciate that. So 5. Okay, Vicky says 5. Okay, that's not good. Let me see what is going on. Maybe I just need to boost this up. Hang on. I got you guys. Oh, that's why. Now, test. Hello? Okay, now let me know. I think I figured it out. Sorry, that's what happens when you take 12 days off and everything falls apart. Now it's a 10. All right, there we go. Success. There you go. Sound better now. Okay, cool. It doesn't sound distorted or anything, right? It's clear. Everything's clear. If you're writing 10, that means it's clear. Sounds great. 10 plus. Okay. I like the positivity. All right, cool. Now I can hear you. All right. You guys are the best. Sweet. All right, guys. Thank you so much again. I'm just going to do the intro totally over because, obviously it didn't sound good. So what's up, guys? Welcome to today's live class. Super excited to have all of you guys here with me, hanging out. I took a little bit of a 12-day hiatus because my life was a little bit crazy. All good things, but just couldn't get these classes and everything in. So I'm excited to be back here. I know it's a Friday, so thank you for taking time on your Friday to hang with me for the next hour. I'm going to be showing you guys a box bob haircut. I looked up some of the trends that are happening now, and I think the bob haircut, even though I've been doing bob haircuts for 18 years, and they're one of my favorite things, I actually do think that this is the year for the bob. We went through the whole transition of the layering, the shag haircuts, all that stuff that was very kind of, let's say, early 2000s, but obviously 80s and then early 2000s inspired haircuts with all the flipped out layers and stuff. And now I believe we're moving into the section where everybody just wants something different. They've got too many layers in their hair, so now they're just gonna go short and try something new. So the bob haircut, I believe, is gonna be one of the top haircuts this year, and you're gonna see that by hopefully the title of this video, but you'll notice that this is the inspiration for today. This is the Hailey Bieber bob. I don't know whether to show her haircut right there. So you could see how it just has a really nice blunt edge to it. That's what we're gonna be focusing on, is this cut right here. If you guys wanna see it or reference it, it's obviously on our Instagram, pretty easy to pull up. But that's the haircut that I wanna focus on today. I wanna show you guys how to get that blunt, crisp line using your scissor. And there we go. We all need a break. Good. It's good to see you. It's good to see you too, Karen. Appreciate that. So, got my mannequin head here. Now, this is going to be a pretty simple technique, even though it's a complicated looking haircut. I don't want to overcomplicate it for you guys. So we're going to keep it simple. And really just be precise with how we cut this line. Box bob means square. Yes, it does, Jimmy. So I'm gonna grab my clips. Also do want to say that since I'm on here live with you guys, those of you that have ordered the FSE Precision Scissor that did the pre-order, they will be shipping out. We do have them now here in the building. So some of them have started shipping, but there was quite a bit of orders. So just be patient with me, but they are here and going out. So that's exciting stuff. All right, so I want to brush this back. Whenever I'm brushing the hair, I use a paddle brush. So this paddle brush here is the Ergo paddle brush. We have it on freesaloneducation.com if you're looking for a new brush. But the cool thing about most paddle brushes is you can see through the bristles right here. That makes it a great detangling brush. And then when you want tension, you want to smooth the hair out, then you brush it horizontally, and you can see that that'll pull a lot more tension because it's not straight through. So when I want to detangle the hair, I go just like this and pass through it, and then that allows me to not get tangled up, and get a nice smooth feel to the hair. And again, you could do this with most paddle brushes, but definitely with the Ergo paddle brush. And then once you get that, then if you want to go a little tighter, a little more tension, then you go horizontal with the brush and you get that. All right, and once I got the hair brushed out, then I can start my sectioning. So I got my 701 comb here, and I'm going to work the hair back. I'm going to go right at the bridge of the nose. She's wearing a center part, so that's what we're going to focus on today. Center part works great with this haircut because it just keeps everything balanced. You can obviously do it with a side parting, but make sure if you do it with a side parting, you cut it with a side part as well. Couldn't get the shopping link to work. So to shop, if you guys, so maybe it's the wrong link in Facebook for some reason, but if you guys are looking to purchase anything that I'm talking about, the precision scissor, the comb, the brushes, all that stuff, it's just free, F-R-E-E, as in doesn't cost anything, free, saloneducation.com. All right, so center parting, straight down the center, and now we're going to work right here from the top high point of the head down to behind the ear. Just like this. And I'll slide a clip up underneath just to hold the hair in place. And we'll comb this hair back. So Mark's saying 44 viewers doesn't seem right to me. It's most of the viewers, so we actually have almost 300 on here right now, but on YouTube we have 44. That's pretty typical. YouTube, it's just crazy to me that you can have 1 million subscribers on YouTube, but clearly they don't announce the live streams very well. But it's all good. But we're live on Facebook, we're live all over the internet, so that could be also why YouTube is being the way it is and not maybe letting people know, because we're using Restream to stream out to all the different platforms. So, but we got some people in here. And if you want to be part of a bigger chat room, then go check out our Facebook channels. All right. So there we go. So we've got from the hairline. So this is kind of how it breaks down. I see some new people. Oh, you're welcome. See some new people in the chat. So I want to talk about real quick, just a fast breakdown of the FSE digital hair cutting system basic sectioning, which is putting the hair into quadrants, but with a purpose. So when you look at the hair in the back here, all of this, from this point here, all the way around to the other side, is all the same density. All of this hair has the same thickness because we're working with this much. Then as the hairline comes up, now you're working with this much density from the high point here all the way forward. So I want to be aware as I'm working that I'm working with the right densities and I understand the density, and also that I understand where I'm at on the head. So this is the side of the head, and then you've got the back of the head here. So I just want to be aware of that, so I section it off to cater to that. So now we've got that separated. I want to make these two sections on the top front a little bit tighter. So we're going to do that right now. Let's see if I can. Why this thing decides to work? Oh, there we go. All right, so we're going to work like this. I'm going to go a little tighter. Twist it up nice and tight. You are welcome, Melinda. Just like that. If you guys are interested in having access to all the past live streams and future live streams and making sure that this one doesn't disappear in your timeline, you can join my Patreon or become a supporter on Facebook, and this live stream you'll be able to watch anytime you want. Otherwise, hang out with me because it will go away when I finish. Twist this up. Just like that. So now, we got 2 quadrants, and then a third one right here in the back. So now, we're going to start cutting in the back of the head. So right here. And what I want to do is I want to section straight down the center back. So straight down here, just like that. I'm going to take one more parting. Working straight down the center, down to the nape. Turn it so you can see. And then I'll go right across, directly across the occipital bone. Like that. I want this to be a more horizontal line than diagonal. There we go. And then I'm going to comb the rest of this hair over. Nice and tight. I'll use the tight teeth of the comb just to get it out of the way, and then I'll clip it. There we go. We'll do the same thing on the opposite side here. Come straight across. That. So if you just look up, if you want to find me on Facebook, look up Matt Beck Official. You will see, or Free Salon Education. You'll see the live stream happening there. See, that side goes a little bit deeper. That's why you use your mirror to make sure that you have balance before moving on in your haircut. That's better. I like to use my partings as part of my guideline for the cut. And if your partings are off a little bit, then as I'm kind of following that in the line of my haircut, then I might have a tilt to the line, and that's not what I'm looking for. So, okay. Now we are going to start the cut. The moment you've all been waiting for. Reza Beauty Lounge, is that how you say that? I would love to do a seminar in Dubai. That would be incredible. And maybe someday we will do that. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I want to make sure that her head is nice and balanced. I don't want to go into this haircut and just have her tilted forward and then start cutting into it. I really want to see the line that I'm creating, and I want to know that length. So when you look at the Bieber bob here, let me find the video. So when we look at this, look at where it is compared to her jawline, right? So it's about an inch below the jawline. So that's kind of where I want to focus this in. I want to see it come across and just sit right under the jaw. So visualize your line coming across and then know where you want to go with it. I'm going to start, and you could start in the front too if you want to. I'm not going to do that today. I like to start in the back, but I'll look in the mirror and I might be like sideways. So see how you're seeing this view here? That's going to be my view when I'm looking in the mirror at the salon, right? So I can really see as I comb this down where I want to start my line. Okay, so I come in here and now I'm going to use the teeth of the comb, the wider teeth of the comb, to hold the hair in place. So when I go to cut it, it stays in place as I work. So we'll go here, just like this. I'll see where I'm at with my line around there. And then I'm going to come in here and I'm going to start cutting my line. And I'll just cut a little bit at first. And let me turn so you guys can see a little bit better. Those of you guys asking about Jess, she might not be here because we're later in the day. So it's super late in Australia. All right, so I'm working my way around, holding that hair just with the comb tension, working around. It's so funny too because I always think about these haircuts, and as I'm doing it, obviously I don't cut Hailey Bieber's hair, just so we're clear. Hopefully none of you were even thinking that, but you never know. But it would be cool to know who does, and sure that's a Googleable thing. To have them demo something like that, that would be fun. But this is my version. This is what I would do. If it's wet, so Jimmy's asking, if it's wet, shouldn't you cut an inch below? So it will shrink, right? Which is I think what you're talking about. But with that being said, I am already, because I'm not using tension in my hands, like if I was gonna pull this down and cut it with tension, then because the hair is wet and I have that tension, I'd be more worried about it not being pretty much where it was gonna be. If you notice where I'm kind of at with this line already, I'm further than Hailey's bob is anyways, right? So hers probably sits like here and we're cutting it here. So I have room in the dry cut to then go in and cut it. I'm not angling my comb, but for some reason, as I'm coming across here, it looks like this is parallel to her face, but at the angle, because of the angle of the camera, it looks like I'm tilting the comb and I'm not. So I wonder if I'm holding this here, see how now it doesn't look like I'm angling it? I don't know why the camera does that. So we are doing, Mark's asking, I'm thinking we are obviously not doing a blunt bob, but a slightly concave bob. This is not going to be a concave bob. This will be a blunt bob. Come through here, check my lengths. We're cutting everything down to one length in the cut. So I'll comb it down. I'm just going to keep cleaning up my line just a little bit before I move on. A little backhand cutting here. Have you done the mixie cut yet? Karen, that's a great question. I forget if I've done the mixie cut yet or not, but the mullet pixie, actually, I think I did. I'm not sure what the title of that video is, though, off the top of my head. but I think I did. And if I didn't, then I'll put it on the list to do, but I think I did. So just taking another horizontal section. Like that, clip the rest away. Comb the hair down and just working in the comb around the head shape. No over direction back because I want this to be nice and balanced. So this is where, for me, it's not quite a square because a square to me is bringing everything back and kind of keeping it in more of a box. So like when you look at a square haircut, I would think a line here, just like this, and then that line here. So creating that kind of box shape. But for me, it's almost a round shape, so I don't get heavy corners. I really want that line to kind of continue through the haircut. So just be aware of that as we're working through it. And I think having a little bit of awareness of the hair density can help you out with cutting this haircut as well, because she's already got subtle layers in the top crown. So I don't really need to take that in multiple sections because I can see right through to the guideline. So, and it's not too thick to where I'd be pushing the hair as well. So I'm just combing it all down, saving time in the salon. We're gonna go through and do some detail work on the dry hair anyways. I'm trying to break a habit. So I have this habit that over the years, because I was taught to always cut, and I've taught this on tons of YouTube videos, but I grow and I change my mind about things as I think about them, and not necessarily what I was just taught. And one of those rules was that you always cut in the direction, or you cut to push the hair in the direction that you want to go. Now, if you have a sharp enough scissor, combined with holding a comb tension into it so the hair can't move and slide, then when I come in here, I can cut this way all the way through the haircut and still have a nice solid line and have it balanced. It's all about the other mechanics. It's not about the cutting. It's about the mechanics of the comb, making sure you're balanced, your eyes are square, everything's working with that section. That's the important part, as opposed to if I wasn't doing comb tension, then I would want to cut this way because my scissor might be pushing the hair. Does that make sense? So that's kind of where we're at with that. You can see how we're getting ourselves a nice blunt line, and you'll see as I just go through and have some fun cutting that line up. So there we go. So now we're going to continue through this side. Aria says it's midnight in her country. Aria, I love your dedication. Appreciate you being on here. So there we go. Horizontal line. Comb it nice and tight. Clip it up. I slide the clip up underneath because that gives me more hold, keeps my section cleaner. And now I'm just going to go through. And this is going to be the thing here, guys. I know you're not going to be able to see this perfectly, but it's kind of hard with the camera angle. So just know that I'm doing the same thing on this side that I did on the other side. And it's really important for me to be behind my work on this, because if I'm not behind my work directly, I'm going to end up with a line that's not straight. And none of us that have been cutting bobs for a long time want, when you blow it dry, to have it unbalanced, because it's a big pain to then balance it out. So just keep your eyes level. I'm on a cutting stool, thanks to MinervaBeauty.com. If you guys are looking for a cutting stool, this is the, they have some cool ones on there. You'll see a white one. That's the one I use. Super comfortable. It's got like rollerblade type wheels on it, so it moves smooth in the salon, doesn't leave marks on the floor. So there you go. So a nice blunt effect there. It looked like your section is on top of the ear, not the back. So it's not on top of the ear. So this is on top of the ear, right? This is straight up from the hairline. That's why we can do this. Because if I was trying to cut this section back here, then I'd be pushing length to the front. But because I'm just following the round here, staying in the back of the head, I keep a nice blunt feel to it. It's 8 p.m. here. All right, Mark, that's what's up. That's a nice evening time to be sitting watching some education. Appreciate your Friday night there. Okay, I'm going to keep this wet down a little bit. And we'll drop our right hand side section. Here's a little tip for you guys. One thing I really like to do is get the hair flowing in the direction I'm going to be parting it. So I know I'm combing it towards her face, but you know, I talk to my guests about that. You know, if it's happening, I apologize about it, but it just helps me flow up the head. Or if it was really going to be annoying, then I would obviously just take the section and clip it away. But this helps speed things up in the salon a little bit. So I comb everything in the direction it's going to go. And then now every section that I take is already detangled. So I work across just like that. And then the rest of this I can comb up nice and tight. And it's ready for the next section when I'm ready to do it. So I clip that up out of the way. And then I can come in here and do my cut. So we're going to connect this to the back. That. And I hold it down with my comb just like this, and I'm going to work again. I was about to do that habit of where I would cut backhand like this, but that's not super comfortable for me. And what I've found with hair cutting over the years is that comfort equals consistency. So I want to be as comfortable as possible when I cut my lines. And then the more comfortable I am, the better the cut's going to be. So just making sure of that as I work through it. Go. Zoom in a little bit. Yeah, I'm hoping to start coming to some of the hair shows again sometime. It's been a long time since I've been to a hair show. And it'd be cool to get out and see some of you guys in person. But I gotta be honest, they gotta ask. I haven't been out searching for contacts of the big hair shows, but hopefully eventually I'll be doing the shows again, getting out there meeting you guys. Again, be aware of the density, but because she already had some previous layers, we're pretty much good to just go and cut this section of the hair. Coming it down, I can see my line through. And just so we're clear, if you think you're going to jump off this live stream or stop watching this video because you think you got and you know how to do this haircut now, there's more to it. It's not just going around the head and cutting this real quick, blunt line. There's a lot of detail work that's going to happen in the dry cut. So just be aware of that before something gets messed up. All right, same thing on this side. Comb the hair in the direction you're going to take all your sections, get it flowing, and then take your first horizontal parting. Just like that. Clip the rest away. Like that. What if it's wavy? If it's wavy, you don't change a whole lot. The biggest thing that you would change with wavy hair would be to maybe do a little less tension and maybe not even use comb tension. Just comb the hair down a little bit and then cut your line the way you see it. Don't hold it with the comb because that'll pull the curl out, pull the curl down. Comb tension again. You think that I'm angling my comb. I'm really not angling my comb. Like, there will be, this part's a little longer because I'm bringing the hair back to this point. And I think our terminology is a little bit different, Mark, because concave to me is in the vertical line. But I think you're saying that it's curving in or coming, the shape is a little more what we would say triangular, right? Or closed, which is what I would call it, because it's pushing the weight towards the face. This is more balanced all the way around, but sometimes in the camera angle, it looks like I'm shifting my comb angle. If you're talking about the vertical and you think that I'm tilting my comb up or down this way, I'm actually not doing that either. So everything, I'm keeping the comb very flat and flat with my eyes and going in and cutting. I'm not twisting it up like this to cut it. I do see a lot of people kind of comb down like this and cut their line in. That doesn't give you that blunt line. That'll give you definitely more of a collapsed line in the bottom. So those are great observations. I just think that maybe the camera angle is affecting some of what you're talking about. But you can let me know if I'm totally not reading what you're saying right. All right. Slide clip. Keeping my eyes level. Comb flat. Cutting my line. And then awareness of the density. And bring the rest of this section down. Combing some of that hair backwards a little bit. Oh. I knew I was going to drop my comb because I literally was thinking that I was combing very aggressively for some reason. So in my head, I was telling myself to calm down with the combing and then dropped my comb. So here we go. So we'll comb this hair down just like this. Comb it down. And then we're going to work across. I want to comb this back just to get a little length on the front. Usually at this point, I'll have my client shake her head a little bit. One side's dry, one side's wet. Because I want to see kind of how that line is looking all the way around. And will the line be perfect? I mean, it's hard to tell with it being a little bit wavy right now. You'll be able to tell more as we smooth it out. But for now, I just want to see the balance in it. I want to see that the shape here, that looks pretty straight across, that it's balanced in the back. I want to see that. And, on the opposite side as well. So I can actually see that it, this is probably what Mark was talking about, but this one, look at it here. I feel like I have a little more balance on this in the front. That's okay though, because that probably has a lot to do with how I combed it back on one side as opposed to the other, because the rest of the line I like behind it. So we'll blow it dry, then we're gonna go in with our scissor and detail that line and make it really nice and blunt as we go. So, all right. So I'm going to do a flat wrap technique. Working the hair up over the head. So Aria, this is actually a much later class than I normally do. Normally, my classes are around 11 my time, which would be 3 hours shorter than now. So it'd be more like 9 o'clock your time. And that's kind of why we do them then. But I had clients this morning, so I couldn't do it. But typically, we will try to do that a little earlier. So a lot of people are asking about my blow dryer. It's Dyson. All right, I'm gonna grab a smoothing iron. We'll heat this up, and while we do that, while we're waiting on that to heat, I do want to show you guys. So this is the FSE Precision Scissor. There we go. And we sold out of the first run in November, and now we just got our next run back. We're almost sold out of it again. I think it's even saying sold out on the website, but that's just because I have to do another inventory count. So it'll be back. It'll be back in stock soon. Probably, if not this weekend, it'll be early next week. So be on the lookout. But love it because this is our own brand of scissor geared towards students and hairdressers that are just a little more budget friendly or budget conscious. An amazing scissor. I've been using it for a year. I love this thing, and a price tag of $199, and it comes with our FSE digital haircutting system, which is 8 exclusive haircuts, a PDF book on my thoughts about cutting hair. You get all of that with the scissor purchase. So it's a pretty sweet deal. And it's available. So this year I'll be launching a whole line of FSE scissors with that thought in mind. Just not having to spend an incredible amount of money on a scissor if it's not in your budget. I want everybody to be able to afford it, and I want it to be available worldwide. So this bob is a little more blunt, so I don't want to bend it too much with the iron. In US dollars, yeah. $199 US dollars. So funny, why isn't it focusing? Focus. Hang on. It is not a collaboration with Mizutani. This is there's no, first off, there's no way it would be, I don't know why this isn't turning back on. There we go. There's no way I could make a $199 scissor if it was Mizutani, but that's why I did a ton of research. I'm still working on a collaboration with Mizutani. That scissor is going to be way more expensive. This scissor is made with CNC technology, which is a pretty standard technology for almost every scissor brand there is now. And then I put my twist on the design of the scissor. CNC is basically a machine manufactured scissor, so that's why it can be cheaper, but then hand finished. So 75% of the process is done by a machine, and a precise, like, obviously the technology has come a long way, and there's a lot of the process that's kind of unnecessary to be hand done. So it takes that out of it. And a CNC machine makes tons of things. It's not just for scissors. So, but it precisely cuts. So it actually creates even more consistency in every scissor, making sure that every scissor is exactly the same. So we designed that out, found a scissor. I used it for a year, made some changes to it constantly, bettered the metal so that it would be a great scissor that is still affordable, but obviously it's not a handmade in Japan scissor like Mizutani, but it's a great scissor. I love using it. It's actually the only scissor I use at this point, and it's not like a sales thing. It's just, I enjoy it. I feel like it's super comfortable in my hand more than any scissor I've used. I really like the small tang, which is one of my favorite parts about it. And it just cuts really nice. And I don't have to worry about it. That's like the biggest thing. Like, I understand that $199 is still a lot of money out of somebody's pocket. But, you know, if I'm spending $199 and I had this for a year, I've cut every mannequin that you've pretty much seen for a year and haven't had any issues. I haven't even had it sharpened. So, you know, that's the kind of the benefits of it for me. It's just having a scissor that literally in 5 years, if I just need to get another one because I drop it or something really happens, even though we also have a really great scissor sharpening guy who's available through our website. So you can get the scissors fixed if anything happens to them. So. Will you ever have a different type of handle or grip? Yes. So we're working on different things. The first thing would be, we're definitely going to change it up. I want to have a whole line, and I understand that not everybody likes the exact same handle as me. So for now, I'm designing them more with my style handle, but then we'll eventually change that up. Oh yeah, so everything you could ever want from our stuff is, oops. Of course it's in white. Let me change that. There we go. You just go right to our website right there, and you can purchase there. Swivel will eventually be a thing, because actually Brian, who you guys have probably seen on the YouTube channel, he loves swivel scissors. I don't love them, but I do understand that a lot of people like them. So eventually, once Brian tests them out and stuff and he says he likes them, then that will be available too. people who use swivel scissors, there's like diehard like fan base, I feel like, for swivel scissors. Time we got 2:30. I got 15 minutes. 15 minutes left. Now I'm going to go a little more blunt, almost like kicking the hair out a little bit. Because I don't want the hair to bevel under. Somebody asked what flat iron this is. This is an old Paul Mitchell flat iron. Use a setting spray. So I did use like a medium hold hairspray. It is also a heat protectant, so it kind of helps with when you're ironing the hair not to damage anything. Anakin decided to develop a little bit of a cowlick. This is cowlick eraser. Incredible. Any face shape carry this cut? So face shape wise, yes. So this is a good haircut for most face shapes, but you do have to make subtle adjustments to different in different cases. So if you think about the person that we're cutting today, has a longer, kind of a more, let's say, long or oval type face. I would say long. So this one would need to be around, could be chin length or a little bit longer. If somebody had a round face and you were going to do this type of cut on them, you would probably want to do more at the chin, above the chin, or not too far past the chin, right? So you have different options. If you that's so cool, Stefan. I was just reading your comment and you totally made me lose track of everything I was saying, but I love that comment. But anyway, so if you have a round face, you want to make sure that you don't go too long with it because it'll shorten your face up. So the whole key is to accent the face shape that you have. So just make sure, and this is where you're really going to see this precision scissor, like the thing's no joke. Let me click to this. It's got a good grip on the hair. I just, for the price that we got it to me, it's just, you just don't need much more than this, but I just like the fact that when you think about cutting hair, it's not the $1,000 scissor that makes your haircuts better. Now, is it a great experience to use a $1,000 scissor? Yeah. But it doesn't make you good. Kind of like Jordans don't make you jump higher. This is from over directing the hair back and then cutting into it. So what I'm doing now is I'm really detailing the front of the head to make it the length that I want. So I like having this little overhang, and that happens from the over directing the hair, cutting it, loosely cutting it. Now you got this extra length, so when I come in and I cut that line, I have plenty of hair to work with as I cut the line. Love a good blunt cut. So weird the angle that we're on right now. Karen, I'm glad to see you're feeling better. Do you ever use clippers, trimmers to give really blunt edge? Yeah, sometimes. Nothing wrong with that either. It's a good technique to do it. He's here. Okay, thank you. All right, guys. Client's here. So what do we think? Let me know in the comments what you're feeling. I like to just mess it a little bit. Probably blow drying this up a little bit more. You know, keep it off of her face a little bit. Would be good, but let me just twist it so you guys can see kind of. That's what it's all about. And obviously you guys can kind of get your interpretation of whatever you want. You can style it however you want. I think it looks pretty sweet though. Get free salon education out of this. Let's go here. So here is our blunt bob. You guys, hopefully you love it. But fun. All right, guys, cool. Thank you all so much. It's been a pleasure hanging out with you guys on this Friday. I will be back next week to share some more stuff with you guys. So if you want to become part of our private haircutting group, to always watch these full live classes, go to patreon.com/MattBeck or just go to freesaloneducation.com. You can find it there. Find the link for the Patreon. If you're on Facebook, all you have to do is become a supporter, and this whole live class will never disappear from your feed. You'll be able to watch it back whenever you want. The biggest thing for me is that I cut this video down. I will post it on YouTube, but the benefit of watching the class is you get all those little details of what I'm talking about. When we cut it up and we put it on YouTube, it's about a 3 to 4 minute video. So we leave out a lot of these details, but it's just part of it, keeping everybody's attention. So thank you guys so much. Thanks for being a part of everything supporting free salon education. And that's it. You guys are awesome. Always fun for a good bob. Thanks, Tim. Appreciate it. All of you guys that were active in the chat today, I really appreciate all of you. And I will see you guys next week for sure. So I'll see you soon. Thanks. Goodbye.
I can't stay. No, I always gotta go. Playing house, this ain't a home with my soul. On the road, I can't stay.